All right. BCA 101, Introduction to Information to Computers and Information Systems. All right, so we're going to talk about development of an information system. So the first thing, I mentioned briefly, life cycle of a system. Let's spend a little bit of time and define a system. A system has many parts working towards some common goal. For example, take our human body. We have many parts. We have circulatory system, respiratory system, we have nervous system, etc., etc. Nervous system. We have all those systems, and they're all working to keep us alive. So that's a simple example. A school system. School system has multiple parts to it. You just take a public school system. It has everything from busing to extracurricular activities to different courses, different areas of curriculum. All of those things, and the teachers and the parents and the administration, all working towards allowing people to, for example, improve on their level of knowledge, or make them more knowledgeable in the world, or to learn something, learn a skill, or to understand history or whatever it might be. So I have all these parts typically working towards some goal. Well, an information system is the same thing, and they have life cycles. Let's just look at the information system as an example. Okay, I'm down here at the bottom. Can you see these coming up? Years ago, we had smoke signals. This person could look at those smoke signals, we could look at those smoke signals, and we sent some information. Then we have telegraph. That was a better one. Then pretty soon we have phones. Plain old telephone service, sometimes called POTS. And we had phones, okay? Nowadays we move from phones to all kinds of way of using phones, either text or we communicate using social media. As one system becomes obsolete, we move to a new one. Then we might use the two in combination, and then eventually we slowly move to a new system. And what's next in terms of how we communicate. So systems have life cycles. We use them, like here, they might have improved how to make smoke signals, to make them more accurate or whatever. We've improved upon this communication, making it better. We've improved upon the phones. We went from being tethered to where we had a line between two locations to where now we can send the information in the air. So we keep getting improvements, and so communication, the systems for communication have changed over time. So they have a life cycle. Okay, what do we do? What do we do to design an information system? We have two ways to do it. First one I'm going to talk about is top-down design. Okay, top-down design, and this is just the first half of that. The other way is bottom-up design, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right. First of all, let me start right here. We investigate. Is there a problem? Okay. Smoke signals don't work when you can't start a fire. Okay, so we got a problem. Okay, is there a better way to do it? Okay, yeah, if we hook wires between two locations, we don't have to worry about starting a fire. That sounds kind of trivial, but is there something issue we need to solve? Is there some reason we're not getting the right information, you know, to the right people? Right information to the right people. Crazy, huh? You'd think we can do that now. But we're always looking for better ways to do that. We're always looking for better ways to do that. For example, automobiles. Automobiles have a very sophisticated information system in them right now. Okay? What has improved over time? Anti-lock brakes. We found out that slamming on the brake and having all four wheels lock up caused the car to skid. So, we have a problem. Skidding cars, we figure out a way, is there a way we can make the brake go on and off automatically because it's too hard for a human to do that? Yeah, we can ask technology to do things for us that humans have trouble doing. So, have the brakes alternate in terms of which wheel is doing what, and so you can control the skid. Great improvement. We have something, and so we investigate it. You know, is there a way, and in our case, a lot of times we're talking about technology, is there a way technology can help us solve the problem? I think the University of Iowa has an app you can download that will show you which wash machines are available and which ones aren't in a dorm. The problem is people carry their clothes down, find out there's no washers available. They can check their app so they don't have to go down. Simple example. So, we investigate the problem. You must understand this before you can even begin to solve a problem. If you don't fully understand a problem, you can't start to solve it. So then that enters analysis. We do analysis of the situation. Okay, you might interview people. Okay, you look at the, let's just say, the flow of information currently. Flow of information currently. You know what's going to who. Okay? This is a huge step in developing an information system. They're all important, but this one, because if you make some mistakes here, later on in the design part, you can run into issues because you need to have a pretty good idea of what you're trying to accomplish, and then is it feasible? Okay, you know, is it feasible? Is there technology that can do it nowadays? Is there equipment that can run the technology? Can somebody write the software to actually do that? Okay, can they do that? Then we start the design. And in the design, we can use things, even in the analysis stage, we can use, flow charts. You know, we can say from this step to this step, and then we can make a decision to do this or do this, then come back together and other steps. So we can have a flow chart showing the flow. We can use pseudocode to help in the design. We can draw out how it would work. So you're going to decide that the house you have is not big enough for you and your family. So you investigate the problem. We have too many kids, not a big enough house. So you do an analysis. How much money do we have? Where do we want to live? Do we want to build or do we want to rent? Et cetera, et cetera. And let's say you decide to build. Then you go into designing. Okay, this is what we want to look like. This is what the square footage is going to be, et cetera, et cetera. So instead of flow charts, you would have architectural diagrams. Okay? In doing these items, this is very important. We have what we call feedback. So you would look, like during the investigation stage, you would look at the problem and then you would feedback. You'd say, this is what I think we ought to do. And then you'd have all the people involved, all the stakeholders in the problem. They'd look at it and they'd say, yeah, that sounds like that's right. No, this is what you have to adjust. Same thing with analysis. Building a house, you check with your spouse. Is this a good idea? And you know, spending the money, doing this. Or in a system, you would check with the business people involved. You know, is this part of the information system going to work? Is this going to work? These two are crucial. Once you get a pretty good feel of what you need, then you can start designing it. And the same thing. Okay, is this going to work? We're going to have these type of computers. Here's what the screens are going to look like. We're going to have a lot of touch type. Are your people going to be able to use tablets? We're going to involve tablets in doing this. You know, we're trying to design this all out, how we're going to manage the information. Okay? I'm moving to the next page. Once you're pretty sure you have the design done, okay, so up here, let's just think about it. We'll review. We investigate. We investigate the problem. Analysis. We analyze a situation, then we can design what we want it to be. And we make sure these are all right before we move on. House scenario, you want to make sure the design is right before you start digging a hole for the basement. And then change your mind. It gets really expensive to change your mind after we start development. Development, we are going to start to put everything in use. You know, you can buy the technology. Technology devices. This is an interesting deal because nowadays, if your design of your information system allows you to use smartphones, are you going to buy all your employees smartphones? Or a certain number of employees smartphones? Are you going to give them tablets? Do you give them laptops? See, you'd figure all this stuff out, you know, in the design, so when it comes time to developing, you'll just do it. You'll get what they need. People will program systems. And I'm saying that very vague, you know, very vague on purpose, but people can program. Here's a big part about programming. You can, and I'm going to put this here in green. You can look at if there's software already out there that you can just buy. Okay, sometimes you can buy and customize, so you can add to what you buy, or you can develop your own software. This is the most expensive. Good coders are expensive. But your business, why would you develop it instead of buying it? A couple reasons. There's nothing like it on the market that fits your system. Or developing your own might give you a competitive advantage. I like drawing those up arrows. You can write your own software, gives you a competitive advantage. Walmart wrote their own. Their whole MIS system, Management Information System, they designed. It's one of the best in the world, I'm told, because they can offer a lot of different products at very competitive prices, and they can manage their inventory. Well, so they don't get caught with items not sold, or they're not paying insurance on items in some warehouse for months or years. They rotate that stuff all through. They're pretty sure they're going to sell what they ship to the place. How do they do that? Their information system manages all that for them. All right. Big question here. And we're going to do some programming later on. Once you get the program, you get it off here, you do this whole level of testing in here. You should be testing all the way along, but here now, as your development, you're going to test it, make sure things are working, and then you can implement it. Okay? Now we can put it into place. Key things in implementation. Okay? You can convert the whole thing over with a cutover. You can implement it in phase, or you can run a pilot in a certain area. So there's different ways of implementation of your information system. Cutover might be the most economical, but it could be the most dangerous, because if it doesn't work, then you have issues. If you try just to phase it in, different parts, make sure they're working, or a pilot, run it in one store, see how well it works. And then this is really important, evaluation and maintenance. What that does is you have to make sure, somewhere's up here you decided to do this. Usually in an analysis phase we do a cost benefit. You know, is this going to make sense? You know, it's going to cost us maybe this much to do this, and we're going to get enough benefits out of it. A lot of people created information systems that were ridiculous because they were way too sophisticated, and there was not enough benefit in creating the information system. There wasn't enough benefit in what they got out of it. This is huge. This is huge. A lot of mistakes are made there. All right. So now you're going to evaluate. What are you going to evaluate? Yeah. Is it making you money or is it costing you money in the business? And then you evaluate, which takes you back up here. You do an investigation on how it's working. And then if you have some glitches, you analyze the glitches, design a solution, develop it, implement it. In the software world, it's known as patches. Okay? And that happens all the time. Patches. For example, XP, Windows XP. You've heard of that? Are they patching it anymore? Nope. That little piece of information systems is on the way out. They're getting rid of it. They want to move to the new stuff. You know? Windows 7 and 8 and beyond. So, this creates a life cycle. You go up, you fix, you come all the way down through. It's going to get a little messy. You go up, fix, come down through. You keep doing this until eventually the information system is out of date. Smoke signals just aren't going to do it anymore. We're much better off using telegraph. Telegraph just doesn't cut it when we can just call somebody on the phone. Why don't we just text them so we don't bother them with a phone call? Okay, get it? Information systems that have changed over time. Because of the length of this, you know what I'm going to do? We'll review this, and I'll do the bottom up in another podcast. So that's it.